Since a few months ago, I've been wanting to get into CIX, and you get to go on this journey with me. If you want a more in-depth explanation, watch this first. This is going to be the music section, cause at the end of the day, it's my playlist that I put first. While I enjoy content from groups whose music isn't my cup of tea, I mostly stan groups whose music I love. And I want to stan this group, so here's my thoughts on their music. You thought I was done? GK, but I made a playlist with my favorite songs of theirs if you want to take a listen. For real this time. Going in reverse chronological order because I'm listening to their music while editing this. We're starting with 458 era. TBH, this album was the first time I started paying attention to them. I only had What You Wanted on my playlist before 458. So what I'm saying is that 458 is a bop and you should go stream because somehow it hasn't hit 1 million streams on Spotify yet. The pre-chorus is so dreamy, and the pairing of the low bass and high vocals in the chorus is to die for. Bend the Rules was probably my favorite off the album, and Drown in Love was a close second. I'm indifferent towards Without You. Maybe I'll like it in a few listens. Pause. But can we talk about how the album cover looks like a Hunger Games cover? It's so funny, but the art is good enough that I'm not gonna complain. Compare. Anyways. Moving on to Pinky Swear. This is a Japanese album, by the way. Wondering may just be that song. Like, I don't know how to describe it, except for it being right, you know? Wind feels nostalgic somehow. The ending and revival is so good, and I'm in love with Plastic Umbrella. And I think they sampled the same song as BTS's Mic Drop and Future Maker. I was thinking about it for hours last night. Unfortunately, mixed feelings come with this album. I think this is probably their weakest album. Not as many songs stood out to me on first listen as in their other albums. Wave is joining ATEEZ's Wave on my list of nostalgic boy group summer bops. Bad Dream caught my attention immediately. I promise I'll be streaming it for months to come. Like, the chorus goes so hard. In and Out is another chill song I'll be casually listening to. And yes, I'll be crying to Confession at 2 AM, just you wait. One of my fave singles in a while. Tesseract may be the song that convinces me to stan. Song has no right to be that good. Pretty good, but TBH, I forgot about it until I started editing. With You is really nice. And the rest are Japanese versions or instrumentals, so I'ma move on. This album was so much and so little. And we can start by obsessing over cinema. This song sounds like how my summer felt. I'm manifesting for this one to be a timeless bop forever. I love the rap parts and everything. Round 2 convinced me that CIX is the master of chill songs, cause like, you heard that? It was fantastic. Or if you haven't, go listen to it right now. Young was a bit clashy at times, but I admire the producer's ideas. Not everything was properly transposed, methinks. Slightly different from their normal sound. The bass in Change Me is really fun. Go listen to it, but try to only focus on the bass. It's a great listening exercise. The song is a breath of fresh air on my playlist. Jungle was jungle. That kinda speaks for itself. The distortion is really great when they sing jungle, and the instrument combo is so great. The bass and high vocal chorus is a classic that doesn't get old. The post-chorus synths, just them. I really like them a lot. I'll shut up about musicality now. Sorry. GK, the synth intro in Change Me deserves more mention. Move. My body gave me whiplash. I really love the song though. The beginning was just a bit jarring in context to the rest of the album. But like, go boy, go. Channel your inner noisy 4th gen boy group. I support you completely. Switch it up kinda blends in with the rest of their music. The ending is great though, a plus. Rebel is easily within my top 7 songs from their discography. I'm a rebel for your love, just hits every time. And the high note going into the final chorus is just so smooth. Okay, actually all the final chorus ad-libs in that song are superior. Another Japanese album. Revival feels like a field filled with fireflies at midnight. Don't ask, just know that I'm right. If my demi-ass ever fell in love, I'd want Revival to be our love song. Revival just gets to be special like that. The definition of a solid mini album. Blackout and Numb are the reason why CIXX Stray Kids X a Tease collab would be too powerful. I dare you to tell me I'm wrong. Numb deserves all the hype and then some. I'm not a fan of a noisy chorus, but Numb is an exception. That bottle opening in the intro sets the mood so perfectly, and the transition between normal time verses and halftime choruses are very well executed. Absolute banger. Speaking of, the way each part of Blackout builds up and then drops back down at the start of the next section creates so much tension. That all breaks out in the final chorus, and it's insane. Because normally you get a big build up in the pre-chorus and the explosive drop in the chorus, and this repeats for each chorus. But when the final Blackout chorus drops, you know CIX aren't here to play, and the result is insanely satisfying to hear. Rewind is just an overall solid song that I don't even have words for except that it's really good and go listen to it. Bystander gets an award for being super smooth. The little woes are so funky, and they add so much pitch variety that you don't get bored, even though overall it's a very cohesive song. I'm just skipping chapter 1, Hello Stranger Japanese version, cause I'll cover all the songs in the next section. My New World isn't half bad though. The Start. A wonderful debut album that showcases their musical strengths. Like I said earlier, What You Wanted was the only CIX song on my playlist before I started this deep dive. What You Wanted is very hit or miss depending on the atmosphere, but when it's good, it's great. I don't feel like searching right now, but I'd love to hear an instrumental of it. There are a lot of layers going on in the instrumental. If I could listen to the pre-chorus of Like It That Way all day, I would. I don't know who sings it, but their vocal coloring is so pretty, oh my god. Most of the instrumental is on the offbeats, which adds a lot of color and texture. It doesn't quite make my playlist, but I'll definitely be seeking this one out again later on. Imagine is my type of song. I love it so much I don't think you can comprehend. The bridge is so good, like, when I first heard it, I sat on the floor in shock for like 5 minutes, and then replayed it a million times. And no, that's not an exaggeration. The isolated vocal ending is so crisp and light. I could probably ascend because of that ending and that ending alone. Also a fire instrumental, dare I say. I don't know how to put it, but the one inspires such an emotion. I think it's because of the background ad-libs that are jacked up by really well-utilized auto-tune. It just works so well. And last, but certainly not least, Movie Star. This was the 4th Gen boy group debut, and good luck convincing me otherwise. The producers just casually broke out some violins for the pre-chorus, which was a wonderful choice, by the way, and the rap is on point, as usual for them. And the chorus remains permanently fresh, somehow, cause I've had Movie Star on loop for a solid 20 minutes, and the chorus still manages to get me every time. Indeed, a flawless debut. So, after exploring their entire discography, I like CIX's music enough to continue with the deep dive. I can't wait for them to release new music, and hopefully branch out in genre a bit. That is my one slight issue with their music. Genre-wise, they lack some diversity. This goes more for each individual album. The songs on each album are very cohesive within said album, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But personal preference is hoping for more range. I love going directly from a heartbreaking ballad to the most jarring noise music on the face of the earth. And sadly, CIX doesn't have that yet, but enough of the bad. Imagine will always top any list when it comes to their music. Period. Revival, Tesseract, Bad Dream, and Bend the Rules are all fighting it out for the rest of the top 5. I really enjoy all their title tracks, but their B-sides speak to me just a little bit more. Their first two Korean albums were their best overall, with their latest release coming in a close third place. I'm super excited to get to hear some live stages and hear even more of their vocal range. Next up, I'll be discovering the members and watching extra content like variety shows. It'll probably be a shorter episode and you'll just find out my bias plus some general thoughts. In case you can't tell, I'm running away from their lore. It seems intimidating. I can't wait to see what CIX has to offer. Until next time.
너에게 고정여 girl